another episode of Trend Chat. I'm your host, Brian Bledsoe. And if you want to connect with us, whether on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter, it's all the same name, Trend Chat 24/7. Let's hurry up and get this music down a little bit quicker because we have a packed program for you. Actually, we're going to get straight into it because we're going to first hear part one of 3 about the Avengers with the new movie, Avengers Infinity War, coming up. And then we're also going to hear from Joanna Rodriguez with Americans for Prosperity's LIBRE Initiative, and also being featured in a program from TheBlaze called Make America Dinner Again. So that's it. And let's get straight into our interview. So first off, like I said, we're going to hear part 1. And we bring back Patricia Embry from the Star Wars episodes, and so we're going to do the same thing here about the Avengers. And so here we go. You listened to our interview, if you want to call it that, back when Star Wars came out, where we talked about all the Star Wars movies leading up to The Last Jedi. Well, we're back again, and we are pumped and psyched for the upcoming Avengers Infinity War, which comes out April 27th. And because of that, we are going to talk about all 18 movies for the That's right. Over the span of 10 years, there's been 18 movies leading up to this one major event. And we're not doing any more topics. All we're going to do is talk about Avengers for the next year. And we're going to start now. How you doing?
I'm back. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm so sorry. I don't know why he keeps letting me back on here.
Well, just for the same...
I wasted so many people's lives in the last Star Wars one. It was so long.
Yeah, people still listen to it now. Yeah.
I don't know why.
Well, I mean, just for the same reason why I recommend everyone see the Star Wars holiday special. Same reason. Yeah, you need to do that. So.
No, don't do it. I've done it. Don't do it. He talked me into it, and just don't. You're wasting your lives to go out and just be with your families, go to your job, do anything but watch the Christmas special. It'll scar you.
And okay. We're going to be honest right now. We're not going to go through all 18 movies. I'm just going to let everyone know right now. We're not going to do that.
You just broke the hearts of all of your listeners. I'm excited about it.
I'm so sorry. I mean, we could, but like I said, if we did, we would be going into 2019.
Oh yeah, we got this. We're professionals.
Yeah, quote unquote. Yeah,
that's something. I don't know what. Okay, we have to start with the movies or we're never going to get there.
Yeah, that's all I'm about to say. Yeah, we're going to just do 3. We're only going to do the Avengers Age of Ultron, and also Captain America Civil War, because it's basically kind of like, Avengers 2.5, basically. So we're going to just stick on it.
But we have to keep in mind that there was a TV spinoff, Agent Carter, and I'm putting this out into the universe. I PO'd that it's never coming back. That was a great piece of television, great writing, great actress, and you ruined it, America. You didn't watch. What's wrong with you people? You really wanted another season.
Yeah, you shamed them.
Good. they let me down.
But I do want to ask you one question, one that I've written down. After that, everything else is just off the top of my head. So basically, this whole Marvel Cinematic Universe started when Iron Man came out in May of 2008. So were you into Marvel comics, or did you know much about Iron Man when this came out?
Yeah. I mean, I wasn't. I was by no means an expert, and I'm still not, because I don't want next Comic-Con I don't want to be attacked by a bunch of weird nerds. But like, I was never. My brother read the comics, and he had all the comics, and even though it's a girl, I got all of his hand-me-downs toy-wise. So that included Pokemon cards and Marvel comics.
Mm.
So yeah. So I went through them for sure. But I was never like super into it, probably until the movies came out, if I'm being completely honest here.
Mm.
But I for sure read them. Now could I go into like a full like dissertation like a lot of these Marvel experts can? No. Like I can't reference every single like detail because there are some, there are some people out there who can straight up like just even looking at Black Widow's costume, which are you a fan of like, I know we're skipping forward, I just want to ask this question. In the new trailer, like we see like Scarlett Johansson as Black Widow with this blonde hair
Yeah.
and bleached out eyebrows.
Yeah.
I'm like, what happened to her? What
Now,
happened to the Black Widow? Someone poured bleach on her? Like, what happened?
now I'm hearing, I don't know if you heard the same little rumor that's been going around, is that, so, okay, now I'm about to get into something people probably like, what is this? What did this mean? But that there's a theory out there that Black Widow is not really a Black Widow, that she really is a Skrull.
Oh, I've heard that too.
So
I would actually be, I don't know, I feel like that'd actually would be a cool twist, but now that it's out there, I feel like I'd be a little disappointed at the same time.
yeah, but and also because they actually are, in the works of a Black Widow movie. So I don't know, maybe the two are connected. Maybe that might be true because then the Black Widow movie would be about that. I don't know, but that's the rumor I've been hearing, and it's kind of the reason people are making that assumption is because how much she keeps changing throughout the movies.
Well, I mean, I would say, she is a master of disguise and stuff. So I mean,
that's
you
true.
have to change like your look every few years at some point.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm like, I don't know if I would want a Black Widow movie. And Black Widow, I love her. I really do. I like her whole premise. I just don't know. I feel like Scarlet Witch or something would probably maybe a little bit more interesting, like going into that kind of territory.
Oh, don't do that to me.
Because Black Widow, as much as I love her, there are fans out there who will say, yeah, she's great, but I mean, she's kind of like Hawkeye. Like, what does she add? Like, she can punch things and do that weird little, like, put your head between her legs. Wait, that sounds dumb.
You stumbled on something, and it's something I think I probably heard before, but Hawkeye and Black Widow, those two need to make a movie together. It'd be basically kind of like a spy movie though, but it'll be a pretty, it'll be like it'd be
like a 007, like, what's that new movie with what's her name from the Hungry, Jennifer Lawrence, Red Sparrow. I feel like it's very Red Sparrow-esque. Actually, I feel like they, like, Red Sparrow stole the storyline of Black Widow.
Yeah, Red Sparrow is kind of like Black Widow with with R rating and nudity.
Yeah, yeah,
basically.
And not very good acting.
So I mentioned like with the first Iron Man, I know that like for me personally, I knew about Iron Man. I didn't have any Marvel comics personally. I mean, I've read a couple just here and there, but the only reason I even knew about Iron Man was through Ozzy Osbourne, that song Iron Man.
Oh, really?
So that's the whole thing that kind of drew me in. Like, oh yeah, I remember that song. And,
for the movie, I feel like what drew me in, honestly, was Robert Downey Jr. Like, they could not have chosen a better human being to play. Like, he is everything.
Yeah.
He's in the universe, in the Marvel universe, Iron Man, / Tony Stark is my favorite character by far. By far.
Now,
I've made a statement, and I'm sticking by my sticking to my convictions.
Now I can't. I mean, it's kind of easy to say that now, but just to imagine anybody else playing Tony Stark right now, I don't see it.
If we're being honest, Iron Man started it all. Like, Marvel wouldn't be where it is without Iron Man. The money that Iron Man brought in and the storylines it created. Like, we wouldn't have the Avengers, period. He basically created the Avengers. But besides that, like, it's one of the things. I don't And I think we touched on this at some point. I feel like we talked about this before. Like the difference between DC and Marvel. It's like there's some sort of magic that Marvel's created that DC can't seem to wrap their hands around. And they just you can see that they're trying really hard, but they can't quite get it. You know, I can't put my finger on exactly what it is. Maybe maybe I'm one of those people, I just like the Marvel universe better, which is probably true. But I mean, then again, you know how I feel about Wonder Woman.
I just about to say, except for Wonder Woman. I know.
And I'm going to put this out there again. Second trend chat in a row. Dallas, you are listening. You never will be, but if in the off chance you are, please be my best friend. I would love to come to Israel and visit you.
Now,
that sounds super creepy, but it's fine.
Oh, well, you know what? If you're listening to this right now, I know we're like late in telling you this, but if you're listening to this, there's gonna be some spoilers of older movies. I mean, I guess if we mention anything about Black Panther,
help it.
But
you can't help it. If you haven't seen the movies by now, I can't help you. There's nothing I can do.
No.
Sorry. You've had a very long time.
Yes, 10 years.
There's a marathon you can watch. Okay? Like you can go on Amazon and like rent the movies for like $3.99. Okay, it is not my problem if you were spoiled.
Yeah,
put that out there.
Shout out to those people out there and participating in that 31-hour marathon at a theater. Man,
may God have mercy on your soul.
Now we've talked about Iron Man, and the main reason why because that was the first one. Now we're not going to go through every one of these characters, especially the main ones like Thor and Captain America. Look, like I said before, I'm hoping you've already seen these films if you listen to us now. We're just going to move straight into the Avengers where all of these...
It's not. Pause this podcast, go and watch it, and then come back.
Yeah, exactly.
And actually enjoy this podcast.
Yeah.
Because you're going to be so long.
Now, so we have Thor, we have Captain America, we have the Hulk, we have all of them are coming together for this. Let me finish.
The Hulk.
If you haven't noticed, I'm skipping all that, so you don't even have to talk about your disgust of it. So we're skipping that.
Yeah,
okay, all right.
It ruined the whole character for me. Okay, I'm sorry. Everybody needs to know. Now, watch all the Marvel movies. To all you listening, you can watch all the Marvel movies. If you haven't watched them all yet, skip The Incredible Hulk. Just do it. It's like that weird Star Wars Christmas special. Don't watch it. It's a waste of your life, and it will just, that was a bad one. Marvel dropped the ball there.
It was forgettable. Because the reason why I kind of feel a little differently because of all comic book characters, the Hulk is the one that I kind of more, relate to. So I really like the Hulk anytime I can see him.
What, are you trying to say you were big and green and a rage monster? Like, how do you relate to the Hulk?
I mean, I can understand the character. That's what I'm saying. So I guess from that's why I kind of have a little bit of a soft spot for the Incredible Hulk. Even though I definitely understand the criticism, and like I said, it is forgettable. And even the one that Ang Lee did with Eric Bana, that was even worse. So, but I do appreciate how he took a chance on how he filmed, the movie. I did like that.
Because I feel like it could make the Hulk so cool. Like, he is probably, and I know this is hotly debated, like, if you go to the Reddit chat rooms for, like, if you haven't been there, that is a place to be. It is hopping. There's, like, these huge debates over, like, who, even because, in the comics, there are, like, DC Marvel crossovers even. Like, there's just all these crossovers. Like, who is the most powerful character, just period? Like, and I've always thought it would be the Hulk because you can't kill him. It's like, you might be able to maim him or maybe hold him prisoner somehow, kind of like in Ragnarok.
Yeah.
But, well, even then he wasn't a prisoner. He was loving life,
Yeah.
on his weird trash planet. But, you know what I'm saying? Like, they could have made it so awesome. Like, even, like, I feel like Mark Ruffalo has done a good job, but I feel like the storylines for Hulk are so weak. Like, they did that whole, like, I know they're trying to make Black Widow and Hulk a thing. I wish they wouldn't. Like, they're trying to, like, soften him and stuff. Like, that, what is, you saw it in the, which movie even was that, where she, like, it's time to come in, the sun's going down.
Age of Ultron, where, they do the whole, yeah, the sun's getting low.
What does that mean? Is that supposed to be soothing? Like, okay, it's getting dark. Time to smash.
What they call it, like a lullaby.
How did they figure this out? Was this a trial and error thing? Like, were they all in all these missions, and she finally was like, "Oh, the sun's going down." Like, she just after the fight, and like Hulk like turns his head and goes, huh?
"What?
What do you mean the sun's going down?" And it's like he turns back into Bruce. Like, how did they come up with this mantra? Like, did you ever think about that? Like, I was thinking about that during the entire movie. Like, was this a process?
Okay, so I know we're going a little bit ahead, but there's a scene in the beginning of Age of Ultron, like right after they did their whole lullaby, and talks about that this worked better than the previous time. So we just didn't see the previous times that they tried. I'm guessing that it didn't work. So, but she mentioned that
it worked. How much do you think our property damage in these movies is? Like, just at this point, like the tax dollars. As a conservative and as a taxpayer, I'd be like, as much as I love my comic book heroes, I'd be pissed. That tax bill is got to be billions and billions and billions of dollars. Like, maybe it's like probably towards our national debt. And they've destroyed it multiple times now.
In talking about destroying a city, that takes us right to Avengers, because that's exactly what happened. So in the Avengers, basically, just to kind of sum this all up, all of the world's greatest, well, not the world's, the universe greatest come together to fight against Thor's brother. His name is Loki, and who is one of the best characters in the.
What? What did she say?
Yeah, I actually did hear that. What'd you say?
The audience heard. It's fine. You don't need to worry about
it. But yeah, so they all come together to basically fight this army from another world, basically, because I've forgotten the world that it came from, honestly. But
at this point, yeah.
Yeah, and in the process of this battle,
and I hope, just real quick, I hope you know that it's because we don't remember the name of whatever planet these aliens have come from. There are probably about like 1 billion like Marvel fanboys right now who are going to be sending you angry emails. So
you know what? I'll actually welcome that. That means you listen. I'm like, hey, thanks.
But the more emails, the better. Which is just like really insulting. Like, the Avengers suck. As the title of this. Look at so many people listening.
Yeah. So in this great battle, as we mentioned before, just now, they basically just destroy New York. I mean, for the most part. Now
they destroyed New York. Like, Manhattan's gone.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
But in the end, but they won, and that's all that's important, because Iron Man took.
And then they went to get shawarma.
Yeah. Yeah. After Iron Man.
That was my favorite scene.
After Iron Man took a nuclear warhead, up to space and shot it at a spaceship. So.
It's like, I really want shawarma.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is, but I want it.
I didn't know what shawarma was either.
But I love that scene. That's one thing I love about Marvel. They have all these post-credit scenes, and can I just say, and I'm not skipping ahead by saying this. I'm just putting it out there because this is the last Marvel movie that I watched in a theater with Black Panther, and there were like a handful of us who actually stayed in the theater past the credits for the end. Like, the movie's not over, people.
Yeah.
Like, it's not over. For you newbies out there, it's never over when the credits roll. You have to sit there. The lights in the theater will come on, okay? They will come on like you're supposed to leave. It's a trick. Do not leave. But seriously, I was like, and as we were all, and when finally all the credit scenes were over and it's officially done, you know, like, you know, they do the like for Black Panther, you know, Age of Ultron, or not Age of Ultron, sorry, Infinity War coming in, you know, 2018, you know,
Yeah.
that they put, you know, as a teaser.
Yeah.
And we're all finally walking out of the theater, and we're like, we're the true fans. We're the ones who actually stayed. But, yeah, I just wanted to put that out there for anyone who didn't know that there are post-credit scenes. And you can go on YouTube and you can watch them all because they are truly great.
Yeah, definitely don't, you know, if you're going to see Infinity War, if you're seeing any of these movies, you know, stick around to the end. And there's always something at the end. I don't think there's one Marvel movie that doesn't have something.
Until the screen goes black.
Yeah, until the attendants come in and start sweeping up. So now, you know what? And think about one of these post-credit scenes. Did you see the one for Spider-Man: Homecoming?
Oh yeah.
You talk about a troll job.
That is so true. They have no idea what we're talking about.
And I'm not going to say.
We didn't even elaborate on it.
And I'm not going to either. You just gonna have to see it.
Yeah, seriously, go look. It's great.
And so we're still in the first Avengers after they basically had leveled New York, and you brought up a good point.
So wait, are we skipping over Captain America? Did we say?
Oh yeah. We just doing
Captain America. Because Captain America, I watch all the time.
Well,
that's probably one of my most watched Marvel movies. It's like, especially the first Captain America. That's my jam. That's like one of my faves.
So your favorite one is the first Avenger, Captain America: First Avenger?
Yeah.
Okay.
For sure. And it's mainly because Peggy Carter is in it.
Oh, okay. Going back to Agent Carter, right?
I love her. She's so great. She's just so great, and she's such a strong character. Like, she held her series. She could hold. She's the kind of character that was able to hold her own series, and that is hard, especially with female characters in these movies. Like, it's hard to do, and she did it. And she has no superpowers.
So if y'all don't know, she you know, Patricia had brought it up a second time. She really wants y'all to sign that petition to have Agent Carter get back on TV.
I want you to storm the television studio and just. I will stop after this, I promise. But I just have to say, if you in that universe, and it could have been great, but they were stupid. Anyways,
so
I'm just so bitter about it. I can't even tell you.
I can't tell. So I'm gonna ask you to basically sum up what happened between the first Avengers up to Avengers: Age of Ultron.
A lot happened. I mean,
and we'll have to leave it right there, and we'll have part 2 and 3 on Friday and Saturday. So now moving on, gonna play an ad for the book again, and then we're gonna go right into our interview with Joanna Rodriguez. Hello, this is Brian Bledsoe, host of Trent Chat. Also, contributor at politichicks.com. Here to tell you about the new book called Politichicks, A Clarion Call to Political Activism, with over 300 pages from contributors like myself, talking about topics such as education, social issues, healthcare, the Second Amendment, and of course, activism. I encourage you all to check it out at politichicks.com, and is also available at Amazon and Barnes & Noble.
Hello, this is Trend Chat, and we are pleased to have a returning guest with us, Joanna Rodriguez, who is the field director for Americans for Prosperity's LIBRE Initiative, and she's also featured in an upcoming program on TheBlaze called Making America Dinner Again. How you doing, Joanna?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much for having me on.
Now, before we get into the program that you are a part of, first I want to ask about LIBRE Initiative. Well, first, what is it? And as your role as field director, what everything that you do?
So LIBRE Initiative is a part of Americans for Prosperity, and I'm here in the Austin area. So what I'm focused on is engaging the Latino Hispanic community for some liberty-minded folks who all want to create a more free and open society. So one of the things that I'm doing here in Austin is just community building and trying to find a place where liberty-minded Hispanics and Latinos can come and gather and focus on some policy initiatives that LIBRE focuses on the local level, state, and federal level. So right now, some of the things that we're talking about is school choice, which is really big here in Texas. And then on the national level, LIBRE Initiative is really taking a step forward with DACA and immigration.
Now, when this whole initiative, when did it start, and where did it, as far as the origins of it?
Yeah, so LIBRE Initiative started in 2011, and in 2016, it became part of Americans for Prosperity. The organizations joined together. So Americans for Prosperity also includes Concerted Veterans for America, Generation Opportunity, and LIBRE Initiative.
Okay, and I guess, what is the reception that you receive focused on the Hispanic community? So, what's the reception that you get?
It's been really great for me so far, just because I feel like a lot of Hispanics who aren't already politically active, who don't know anything about politics, just kind of stay out of it, they're really encouraged by LIBRE's messaging because they've been scared to kind of speak out or even learn more about any basic policies, and all that they hear is things that's on the media. And usually, that's some scare tactics that the left-leaning media tries to throw at Hispanics, and they're kind of just scared to come out. And I think that the Hispanic culture, the Latino culture in general, is very family-oriented. They believe in the values of faith and freedom, and so that's not all Hispanics, but a huge majority of that's kind of in our culture and how we're raised. We're raised with a really hard work ethic. So I think that LIBRE's mission and some of the things that the organization is covering is really well received by Hispanics who haven't been involved before.
I know. I noticed something in your on your Instagram account just recently, actually, and something that kind of piqued my interest in talking about an event that you attended today, where you saw liberty-minded pastors. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yes, so that was actually co-hosted by Texas Public Policy Foundation and our LIBRE Initiative our LIBRE Initiative Coalitions Director. And what we did was our Coalitions Director, George Martinez, he and TPPF invited pastors and their congregations to get to hear some of the initiatives that LIBRE and TPPF are working on together for the Latino community. So the things that they focused on was different versions of school choice here in Texas, and how the faith can get more, people of faith can get more involved in the community, and how they should be aware of things that are happening policy-wise in the state and local levels, like with property taxes, and how that affects all communities, but here in Austin, specifically the Hispanic and minority communities, really a really big burden here. So it was really great to get to see some. I think there was about 30 pastors and Christian leaders in the area from different churches in the greater Austin area who came and got to listen to that.
Also, given that you're engaging with the Hispanic community, I'm guessing the issue of immigration comes up. Now, I don't know where LIBRE Initiative, as far as where they stand on it, but I'm guessing that's a topic that comes up. So how do y'all normally handle that?
So LIBRE Initiative is pretty involved in the immigration discussion, and they believe that we should find a permanent solution for DACA and the Dreamers that are brought here to the United States through no fault of their own, and it should be done, through Congress, through legal means. But they do support stronger border security as well. So just, I feel like, me personally, it's just treating people like human beings and not, just a number or just a political talking point that they can throw out.
Now, as soon as you mentioned that, I'm pretty sure probably someone may be listening, so I'll go ahead and ask the question. So what do you say to the people that will say that what you're saying as far as DACA goes, that it is basically another form of amnesty?
Well, I'm not speaking on the organization's behalf for this, but just personally, I think that DACA, the Dreamers, they contribute to society, and they're not being granted full citizenship. They're not, it's not this overall amnesty. It's just the ability for them to stay here legally, and they don't know. They're not used to being in their country. Like, they're not from Mexico. It's people who are like raised here in America. They grew up with American culture, and they're contributing. They're going to school. They're starting their businesses and things like that. So I think that there's a lot of misconceptions on both sides of the aisle about who DACA recipients are, and I think it just takes some time to get to know both sides of the policy standpoint, and I got to meet some DACA recipients, and it kind of just really changed my mind and opened up my eyes to the immigration debate on a different level.
Okay. If anyone wants information as far as on LIBRE Initiative, like what is like social media handle and website and everything?
So if you want to find out more about LIBRE Initiative, you can go to Twitter at LIBRE Initiative, or you can go to the website, which is TheLibreInitiative.com.
Okay, and one last question: do y'all have like any events going on, or that y'all like regular events that y'all do?
Yeah, so LIBRE Initiative here in Texas is constantly having events. So some of those include financial literacy courses, which kind of taken some of the Dave Ramsey approach to financing. And here in Austin, if you're in the Austin area, we have what's called Grassroots Leadership Academy, and they come and teach some courses. So we have one coming up on May the 8th, and that will be called Connecting Across the Spectrum. So it's how we can still communicate with our friends, loved ones, neighbors, even if we disagree with them. I think is something that we need a little bit more of here, instead of just being so polarized and putting people down just because they disagree with our political opinions.
Yeah, and I would say, personally, that it is a good program as someone who is taking the Grassroots Leadership Academy to level 2. So I would say, yes, it is a very good program, and everyone should try to make one, and you learn a lot. So, and now let's get to something that's coming up on April 26th, which personally I was shocked by, but I think that you meant it that way because I remember seeing something saying that you were having dinner with Glenn, and so that's all you said. So, and then to see a clip and seeing you appear on, I'm like, oh, that's what that was. So like I said in the beginning, you are one of the participants in a program called Make America Dinner Again, and basically you know what? Let me not explain it. You tell us what was it all
Okay.
about?
Sure. So the concept of Make America Dinner Again is that people can be gathered around the dinner table and still voice their opinions and still discuss and debate some of the things that they believe or that they disagree on, and just, good old-fashioned American dinners around the dinner table without being afraid that you're going to be shunned by your own family members, which I think is something I heard happened a lot during these past elections, where everyone kind of just kept their mouth quiet or lost connection with their family members because of who they supported in the election. So it was a really great concept that I cried the day that I found out I was going to be able to get on that. And it's amazing, and I can't wait for it to come out and everyone to see some of the discussions that we had.
Yeah, again, it premieres April 26th at 5 p.m. Eastern on TheBlaze. So if whenever you're listening to check it out. Now, how did this all come about? As far as you got the invitation, but how did this all even got started for you?
Well, I am very politically active on social media. Recently, it's declined a little bit just because I've focused more of my time on work. But one of the producers for Glenn reached out to me and kind of showed me her idea. Thought I'd be a great fit for it, and so I went up and got to be a part of it.
Okay. There were a lot of different, perspectives, around the dinner table. So, I mean, I'm going to ask to reveal what happened, but I guess give us a sense of how the conversation kind of went. I mean, for one, how long did it go? And I'm pretty sure we're going to see like an edited version of it, but like how long were you actually there, and how did everything, the atmosphere, as far as being with so many different viewpoints?
I think I was there pretty much the whole afternoon. And, a lot of it comes with like the setting up and getting some one-on-one interviews. So some of that time was spent on that, but none of us wanted to leave. We just wanted to keep on talking and discussing. And I'm not going to lie, it got pretty heated at times. And at times I felt like my blood was boiling because I totally didn't agree with what someone was saying. But I think that goes to the point is that you can remain your composure and you can go without insulting someone and still listen to one of the opinions that they had. So like one of the ones that I remember was pretty irritating for me, just coming from Venezuela, was one of the participants was talking about how why does everyone always bring up Venezuela when talking about socialism? And, I'm from Venezuela, and I was like, oh my goodness, because it's a prime example of socialism.
I couldn't imagine that. Now, I hope that on the program that when whoever's saying that, I just hope there's like a camera on your face as that person's saying it, because I could just imagine how you're probably looking when someone making that statement. Because if anyone doesn't know, it's something I didn't bring up, that you've been on other media outlets like Fox Business and can't remember any others, but like talking about what has been going on in Venezuela.
Yes, yeah, I've been pretty active with that kind of stuff, and it's something I'm really, really passionate about because my family is still in Venezuela. So, I kind of feel like I'm speaking for them and speaking for their freedom all the way from here in the U.S. So I really hope that they had a camera to catch my reaction. But at the same time, I don't, because I'm known for having like these really mean faces. So hopefully they didn't catch that, but for y'all's enjoyment.
Yeah, you just as soon as you mention that, because like I said, I've seen you talk about what's been going on down there. And also, well, let me ask, so how's your family doing down there?
My family is doing okay, as well as you can be, on a socialist diet of bread that you wait in line for hours. But they're doing well. Some of my family has moved, the ones that are young and able to find jobs in other places have moved to, I think, Mexico, and I think the other one was Panama. They're just trying to leave Venezuela for a better life, and it's really hard to find a visa to move to the U.S. legally. So they just find other avenues of other countries that they can go to and contribute there. But a lot of my family can't leave, so they're kind of just making do with what they got.
Now, with your family that is still down there, I would guess this, but I want to ask you, their views as far as when it comes to socialism. Like, is it something that is like in their mind where, like, oh, yes, we hate this, this system, and we're looking for something else? It is something that they like crystallized in their mind, or is it just something like, I just don't like this situation I'm in?
No, it's something that they're very passionate about. They can't take the normal avenues that we here in America do, and tweet about it and post about it on Facebook, or even like have conversations with someone over the phone on a podcast about our opinions against socialism. Because if that happens, you might not ever find your family member again.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, but they are very, very strongly against socialism, and they know exactly what is happening in their country. Unfortunately, some of the people in Venezuela are just waking up and realizing, like, oh, this is Class A socialism. Like, we don't want this, because a lot of the young people there are leading the liberty movement in Venezuela.
Well, I don't want to end this on a sour note. So, you know what? Tell us a little bit about your dogs.
My dogs are the best. I just got a new puppy. He's 5 months, so he is almost as needy as a newborn child, I feel like. But I've never had children, so people always get mad when they have children. I compare my dogs to children, but they're great, and I love dogs so much.
Yeah, like I said, I just didn't want to end on a sour note. I know you want to talk about your dogs, so.
Always.
Now, it's great to see friends that are, out there getting their voice heard. So when I first saw this, first thing I did is share it, and, I appreciate you coming on and talking about that, your experience.
No, thank you so much for having me, and you're always supporting some of the things that I'm posting on Facebook, which I think is great. And meeting Glenn, he's like one of my idols, so meeting him was amazing, and I hope that so many other people get to meet him, because he really, really is a amazing guy with wealth of information and knowledge, and he's great.
All right, thanks so much for your time.
Thank you so much.
Yep, and thanks to everyone for their time. And look at that, we actually have a little time left to say basically thank you for listening, and be prepared. We have part 2 and 3 of those of the Avengers talk coming up in the next couple of days. So again, appreciate y'all listening, and until tomorrow, we'll chat with you later.